Welcome back to episode 2 of Living Off Lego. This is the series where I turn my passion to a full-time job and show my progress of this career with you guys. In this episode, we'll be doing basically the same thing as last week, talking about getting contracts, getting orders, fulfilling orders, uploading new inventory into our stores, and potentially starting on our next build. We're building the Battle of Naboo. By who is we, I am referring to the Boyo collab. There's about 15 builders. A couple of notable faces you've probably heard of, like True Squadron or Rich Boy J, coming out of retirement for this build. This build is going to be over 40 feet long. There's about 15 builders involved in this. Worked with a couple of these guys on other builds before, so very excited to see what we can put together for this. Myself and True Squadron are going to be heading to Atlanta BritCon in February, where we will be displaying majority of our battlefield scene, the Gungans versus the droids. We got to have a lot of figures for this. It's going to be about 300 plus minifigures on the mock, tons of vehicles, tons of landscaping. My section is going to be my biggest mock ever. I have about 3 weeks until this show, so I'm about to grind it out. It's going to be about 18 gray base plates, so the goal is to have at least 12 base plates done, but push for the other 6 to be done as well. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. Thank you for watching the first place, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
All right, so just got off the phone with True Squadron or Kennedy. We're starting to plan out the mock, so we got some of the details that we needed to. It's always really important when you start like doing a collaboration build to team up really well with the people next to you on either side of your builds, to make sure everything lines up, everything's going to travel well, and so that when you get there, there's little to no hiccups in the blending of everything. So it looks like one piece. It looks like one person built all of it. That's the like true art, I think, behind all these bigger builds. And it just brings that extra challenge of living thousands or hundreds of miles away from other people and never getting to put it together before the show. So super exciting. Can't wait to put it all together. It seems like he's also maybe going to come stay the night or two at our house and check out the studio again. He was here last year, but looks like a year's progress has changed the studio quite a lot, and can't wait to see his reaction to everything. We've got this wall built now, lots of decoration in here. The setup has completely changed since he was here, so it'll be cool to see his genuine reaction to it and to hang out for a day or two before we go to the show. In about, I guess it's like 3 or 4 weeks, so. Oh, the pressure's starting to build on, but let's get right back to it. So this set has way more lots in it than most of them that I take to the house. I try not to bring any with more than like 150-ish lots, so it's a lot easier to just transport back and forth from the house. But then we just simply put them in there, label it E602. Oh, this needs to be 603. That was about to be a mistake, just like I mentioned in a previous video where I labeled it wrong, went to the wrong bin. So there we go, good catch. Keep repeating this process over and over until all of them are gone. It's not like the most ideal setup for doing this, but it's better than nothing. It makes our progress go a whole lot faster with the store. And granted, I normally don't part out this few amount of sets, but at this point I just figured why not. We had already sold the minifigures out of this and made our money back, so they've just been sitting on the shelf since. Actually did film a little for Sunday, but it wasn't enough to really show, so I'll just talk about what I did yesterday. Came here for about 2 or 3 hours and labeled a crap ton of these small drawers. Still have a ton left, but that made room for us to start parting out these other sets since we're in the process of trying to get everything into these E-drawers. So if I haven't talked about this before as well, the way I label my entire system is based on the size of the container that everything is put in. So for example, the largest bins, which are these A drawers, have all these individually bagged items and they are labeled A. So then it goes down to the B drawers, which you guys have seen me pull lots of parts out of. And then it goes on to the C's, which are the shoe boxes. And then after that, we would wheel our cart around here. This is the studio side. You guys haven't seen that a ton, but this is where we do all our building, all our parting out, and our other videos over there. Introduction to the beginning of the video like you saw. But then it moves on to the D drawers, which are these acromills. These are great because they are stackable. The drawers are stackable. I love these things. And then it moves on to the E drawers right here. And after the E's, it goes on to the F's. So that is exactly how we do it. So when I get the order, it tells me in the remarks order. The remark is the name of the drawer or the bin of wherever I have labeled it. But now that's all explained, I'm going to start sorting the last few parts from this set that need to be done. And then we're going to upload the set so we can take these bins back home in order to start the next set back at the house. So we can try to get these done as fast as possible this week. We're trying to get a lot of progress done. After that, then I'm going to start uploading these sets. There's still 2 bags over there for the Sith Infiltrator set, so maybe I'll get those done today. I don't know. I'm going to work a little late, so should get a lot of progress done. Katie's doing her finals this week, and I'm hoping to do just as much work as she is. Let's get to it. This happens sometimes. This is the most frustrating thing, and glad we caught it. So there was a white tooth stuck inside the brick, so now, of course that happens. But I will put the brick back in there. I'll find where this part goes and put it with the other parts and move on. Here it is, actually. Bam, white tooth goes there. We have now finished adding all the new parts to our inventory. Now we just have to add the existing parts that were in the set into the inventory. So everything you see left is everything we have to find where they go. But luckily, the way the Bricklink works is they will give you a page that says it. So like right here, it says my remarks E594. Those are the new parts that were added to the store. And these that say consolidated are the ones that are already in these bins, but now we need to move them into those bins. So I just have to find those parts, and then I have to, like this 2x6 right here, E186. So we're going to find E186. Bam, right there. And see if she'll fit in there. Let's find out. But they do fit. I'm probably going to regret doing that later. We're going to be stuck forever. So it is the end of Monday. It's about 8 p.m. Calling it quits. Was able to get the one set parted out and then cleaned up everything. Got the bins back in the car already. So there's a couple of parts that need to be renamed. Probably do them tomorrow. And there's a couple of orders. That's what I'm going to prioritize tomorrow in the morning, is just get all the orders done and then get back to parting out. So here's what's left as of right now. This is 2 separate sets. It divides up right here, but there's still 2 bags for one of the set. I think this is the Sith Infiltrator, and then this is the Imperial dropship with the Rebel speeders. So there's like 4 or 5 of them. So we'll get those ones uploaded hopefully tomorrow after we part out all the set. And this is all open now. And I got to grab another set to possibly take home. So I think I'll bring this set here. It's a creator set. Good thing we have these instructions to know what set it is. Do those at the house, maybe tonight, and then bring them back tomorrow to upload. And then there's a couple of sets that need to be uploaded into the inventory. Still haven't gotten around to it. This is always like my to-do shelf, basically. This is 3 or 4 of the Republic gunships, but I'm thinking about keeping them. It's the Coruscant ones, the red ones. Thinking about keeping them because I want to keep one red and then swap the other 2 or 3 that I have for the normal white ones. Swap those out to the Republic gunships that Solid Bricks has done with his custom prints. They look so sick, and he just came out with the Wolfpack edition, and there's like 2 or 3 other versions, so I'm going to try to get all of them. I got a sealed one up here. My backlog has gotten quite insane over the years. I wasn't joking. It's gotten really, really bad. And including down low. It just loops all the way around over there. So I need to get the building. I keep looking at this side, thinking it's the camera, at myself, instead of looking at the camera. I got to get used to looking at the camera. Good morning. It's about 8 a.m. Tuesday now. And currently it is like 30 degrees outside, which is a little cold. I mean, I don't mind the cold, but working in the cold is another thing. And so what we're going to do to pass the time, let it warm up for the day, is, like I mentioned before, there's a part that I can do here at the house. Brought some parts home. So I'm going to attempt to complete this entire part out since it's pretty small
we'll bring it to the studio and try to upload today and pack some orders. That's our two big goals for the day. The 4Runner's been broke for like, I wouldn't say, I mean, not broke, but not drivable for the last probably month or two. So I think I've decided that I just need to pull a little bit of money out of my savings to fix it. My wife's car had a misfire, so the spark plugs need to be replaced, but it is a complete job for some reason on her car. So we're going to have to buy those and try to replace those, but it's going to be probably a 5-hour job or more just to replace the spark plugs on her car. But that's kind of the game plan for today. Go get some money out of savings, buy the parts we need to fix the 4Runner. I'm still waking up, but go get some money for the 4Runner, buy the parts needed for the 4Runner, and then sort these parts with me, and then pack whatever orders that I have right now. I'm just trying to play a little bit of catch up. So about to turn on some YouTube and just get to sorting.
Just a quick way of demonstrating how I do this at the office. So I have all these containers that I mentioned, and then I also have a table with a cardboard tray on it, and I just dump my parts in it, and then I also just watch some YouTube or something along those lines. Pretty simple, but I just knock it out, enjoy relaxing, just mindlessly doing it for a few minutes until it's all done. It's about 9:30 a.m. I just finished sorting all the parts, so other than that, now it's just time to head to the studio, upload these parts, and start packing the orders that need to be fulfilled. So here's a word from my boy Nick real quick, if you haven't done this yet.
If you like this video, don't forget to like the video.
You heard him, so let's get right into it. I will see you guys in a few minutes at the studio. It's about 11:30 now. It is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026, and we're about to get started. The first thing I'm going to work on today is just packing orders. I think there's around 10 to do right now, so that's our number one objective. And then the second objective is to start uploading the parts from the bins that I sorted this morning, so that if it does get too late, then I'm able to take those bins home with me and part out another set at the house. And if we get that done, get all those emptied, we will start sorting the other parts to the set over there. There's still 2 bags left from when Dom was here last Friday helping us, and just keep at it. Keep at it. 11 orders today. First one ends at 679. You know, we're back in 2016. Fetty Wap, gotta play it. There we go. That's perfect. Perfect way to start the year. This always makes my days when people leave messages. So from Miss Heather or Bricks-a-Lottle, they have one of the best Bricklink stores out there. If you guys have never checked them out, you should. But she said, thanks so much and hope all is well. This other longer message was one that I sent out to this guy. He bought some Lego sets, but he didn't want the boxes. So he's saving a little bit on money, and I was able to give him a better deal since I don't have to ship such a big box to him. There we go, guys. This is a really good set. This set's pretty expensive, but I was able to get them fairly cheap, so I was able to flip them for a little cheap for this guy as well. I know he even commented on one of the recent videos just saying thank you so much. So I appreciate your order, dude. And then Spider-Man versus the Final Battle. That is a banger combo there, I can't lie. Crazy how some stuff will literally sit on shelves for months, bro. And then all of a sudden, within 2 or 3 videos, all of them sold out. Sold out. Okay, here's a Friends Mini doll. Here's a Friends Mini doll. Was it those two? I believe so. Let's check. So it's her. Yep. And then it's her. Yep. So they got 11 of each, which says it's all of them. That looks like more than 11. Let me count them out real quick. Okay, so I was wrong. That was 11 of each of those. So that was really nice. And they ordered 194, which is all of them. Bam. And here is where some issues begin. White brick 1x2. It says it's at order D183. But as you can see, these are tires. So when I was moving parts around yesterday, they would have gotten moved around. So I'm going to have to quick look for it. But the easier solution in this situation is typically I can just look it up and see where the new location is. So let's see if that works. Okay, thank goodness, because when I searched it up on my phone, it was showing E584, which obviously that is not 200 plus 1x2 bricks. But I had these 2 drawers dedicated to 1x2s, so crisis averted. Oh my gosh, it takes so much stress off me. But they ordered all 253. Whee! And that's going to be right here. They ordered 2 of these 1x1 white plates. Pretty simple. Also, people don't realize this. They think that like typically leaving a little stock is nicer for like the next person. It's actually usually a little more annoying when people leave just one part in their store. So, I mean, take that with what you will, but for the most part, most items people put in drawers like this. So when you leave all but one part, now I have to go find a smaller bin for the spot. Or if it wasn't a bigger drawer. Usually more frustrating to go back, have to move the part, rename it. It takes time out of my day from being productive in other areas. So if you're going to buy parts from people, unless you're doing a very specific project, please buy out the stock. Since they have a Bricklink store as well, Bricksalotto, like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure, know the pain. So they went ahead and just everything they're buying all of it. Making it very simple on them, making it simple on me. It makes it so much easier for when I go to restock these parts or restock the next part. And I truly appreciate it. It goes a lot further than you realize. I just realized a couple of tasks I need to do today. I need to reach out to Scobo Design. I'm usually their ambassador for events that I go to and just passing out cards. And you may have seen some of my videos where we even give away some minifigure display cases. They're like on a lanyard. They're super sick. I always wear one at these events. Just a little bit of swag. But I need to reach out to them and ask them if they were wanting me to do anything for them at this show. Get any kind of deal for them there. Kind of big. Haven't really announced it yet. I don't know if I should, but I feel like I should because it's because of you guys that it's possible. But I just got some of my content monetized on Instagram, and anyone who does content knows it's very hard to get monetized on Instagram specifically. You got to meet so many criteria for so long and get engagement and XYZ, but they send you like a personal invite. It's not something you just apply for. You have to get invited to apply to it. So they invited me to get monetized on like 2 or 3 topics. Like now there can be, I think, like tips and donos and live streams, which I don't do really on Instagram. And then also there's like memberships. So if people want to simply just support the content, they can subscribe for, I think it's like $4 or $5 a month. But that all goes towards the content, which is really nice. And then the last thing they allowed me to do is any regular post, not necessarily videos like Reels or TikTok style, but just regular post. I will get ad revenue off of that, which I thought was interesting because you would think that Reels or TikToks would be the way that they would want to pay you for it, but not necessarily regular posts. I mean, I'm happy to take whatever. I don't even think it's that much money, to be honest, but hey, it's an achievement. Haven't been able to do that, and I guess this makes 7 years of making content, so finally being able to do that is pretty awesome. Oh man, that's a really cool piece. They bought these butterflies. They're all printed. But yeah, that's one of my big goals this year is just simply getting monetized in my content. So to get monetized on TikTok, you got to get to 10,000 followers. And right now I think I'm just shy of 13 or 1,400 followers. And then YouTube, you got to have at least 1,000 subscribers, which we've done that. But you're going to have 4,000 watch time hours within a span of 1 year. And currently, it reset. I had actually gotten fairly close, but then stopped making YouTube videos for over the year. And I think I'm sitting at like 80 hours out of the 4,000 hours. Yeah, you could have 4,000 total hours, that's a lot. But I know we will get there this year. Without a shadow of a doubt, we are doing that this year. And the first 5 orders are now done. So click process. First order got this little ice cream. I didn't see anything actually go to order B. What the heck? And then a bunch of minifigure parts. Some more minifigure parts. And then we saw Brixelotto's order. Tons of just like basic parts. Some of those mini dolls, butterflies. Good little order, good little order. I'm guessing these are going to be for their earrings. They make a lot of Lego earrings. Shows you how fast some items can move. So you guys seen I just added all these drawers in the last video or two, and we've already sold out of that item. So this will go over here so I can merge two of the drawers to save on space later. We like to move inventory fast. I just got jump scared so hard. Something just fell and was loud. What the heck was it? It broke a box. Why did that slide down? These were all stacked right here. I don't understand why that happened. Thank goodness it wasn't like a Lego set or something, or these bins. That's what it would have been bad, but I really don't understand why this just fell. Dang. We just lost $1.50, boys. That's how those were, so I don't know. Y'all tell me. Did a ghost just, like, throw that down there? I keep freaking doing this, and I lose my tape gun. And it's supposed to live here. I bet you guys have seen it in a previous video, and you immediately be like, oh yeah, you left it at XY. There it is. Okay, I thought I had one order left, but as I went to start packing it, another order came in, so thank you, Mr. Jason. And we're going to get started on these two orders. First up, we have a black ladder. This guy, he bought a lot of different items. Not necessarily a large order, but there's 57 lots, 541 items total. I'm actually curious, do you guys enjoy watching me simply just pull these parts and pack them up? Or is it you like listening to whatever I'm yapping about in the moment as I'm doing the order? Because I feel like tending to skip a lot of the packing because I'm not having a conversation to talk about. I know I mentioned before that like when I'm counting these bigger numbers, it is a lot harder to multitask. So this guy ordered a banana. That's pretty cool. Thing I realized as well that will help benefit this long form series is on the first video, I sat there for about 4.5 hours editing it all in one sitting. And this time, I think what I'm going to do to improve to get it out more on time is instead of editing everything in one sitting, I'll just do it day by day until the week is over. That way, I can just not have as much work to do at one time. Because at this rate, I'm editing a post or something almost daily. Whether it be for an hour for short form video or it's maybe 30 minutes for a little post. But that's kind of what I'm thinking today. I may try a little differently. How do I explain this from a content perspective? So, I've been posting more, but I've been losing followers on Instagram. So, I was over 26,000, like 700 over the last 3 months. We've actually gone down to 25,900 something now today. And in reality, those people that followed, they weren't really a loyal fan base. They just simply followed from maybe a trendy video I did or something along those lines. And eventually they come across me again. They're like, why did I follow this guy in the first place? Let me unfollow. So it's like, those aren't the people who are paying the bills. Those aren't the people who are actually liking and commenting on majority of the videos. And I would much rather have a loyal community who's all wanting to support each other. Because all I want in the end is to be able to help you guys out to the best of my abilities and to build a better world one brick at a time. But it's still like, you want to see progress. You, in numbers, relate to progress. Start seeing the numbers going down, it's just like, what the heck, man? My TED Talk for now. I guess it's subscribers, but basically you can do like a monthly payment plan. And it's made so that you can do like exclusive content for those people. But in reality, like the knowledge that I have about anything Lego related or something that I want to post, I don't want to gatekeep that behind a closed door. Obviously, I can't give away every single secret. Like, I'm most willing to help people, but there's some little tricks of the trade that just are simply like what make me me and my brand and networking and things like that. And that's just something that you have to learn on your own, because to a sense it's still a business. You gotta be able to keep the balance between business and friendship, if that makes sense. And I feel like most of you should be able to understand that and respect that, but that's if there's anything I can ever help with, I will help with that. That's what I'll say. I don't think I'll post anything on that page, but if you're wanting to support, I guess that's one way you can now support the content side of things. I don't want to use that money to just simply flip Lego. Like, this is fun and all, but I like to leave it separately. Like, maybe any subscribers and stuff, I'll start doing giveaways with those funds just to give back to the community. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Is that like a weird take, or is that something you would be interested in supporting? Usually I don't like handouts either. That's why I sell Lego, because I don't know, like, yeah, you get ad revenue from content, but people who just want to usually donate, I'm like, oh no, don't do that. Like, I'd much rather you buy from the store so you get a tangible product, and then I still make a little profit off of that. But I know some people are just like, I just want to bless. The only reason why I set it up is because the research I was doing, it shows that if you go ahead and set up anything that Instagram has to offer you, it's more than likely they'll offer you other benefits in the future. So it wasn't like I was trying to be like, oh yeah, let me try to take my fan base's money. Can't lie, it's time for a haircut, but I'm waiting for it to get closer to Atlanta before I get my fade put back in. About to take a little lunch break and eat some leftover Panda Express. Haven't actually had that before. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy for saying that. Maybe I've had it once or twice. I'm going to eat real quick and then get back to these last 6 orders. I can sense you judging me through the screen. Let me just stop. We all eat, but this does look pretty good, don't it? Even for leftovers. Busting. Busting. It's currently about 5 p.m. and it's getting kind of toasty in here. I had to turn the heaters off. But we're going to upload maybe 1,000 parts or so right now and probably head home after that. Maybe I'll start editing today's video then and get on to it. It's about 8:45 p.m. Tuesday night, and I am done for the day. I think it's funny, you can clearly see on my face at this point of the day that it just hits me. I'm tired. Been up for over 12 hours now. Most of that's been working. So check this out. So by the end of the day, I was able to fulfill all these orders and then empty all these. Added about 1,000 new parts to the store and 160 lots. So that got us up to almost 242,000 parts and 5,100 items, I think I checked. Our personal record, again, is 246,000 parts and 5,500 lots. Trying to get back up to that PR. Black Friday, then we had our biggest sale of the year, so sold out on like over 700 lots and around like 10,000 parts. It was pretty ridiculous, but I'm about to head home, have some dinner, and work on editing like that idea I mentioned before. So I guess we'll get to it. See you guys tomorrow. It is currently Wednesday. Today's plans, we are going to the post office, about to go stop and grab some coffee. It is 10 a.m. right now, getting a little late start because I had to contact some companies and stuff regarding getting parts for the truck. So there's $1,000 gone for just maintenance. Luckily, I think we can install the upper and lower control arms on the truck ourselves, but we're gonna head over to the post office, drop off some packages, and then we're gonna head over to, I have like 2 or 3 orders that came in from last night. I'll probably part out a set first, just in case some more sets come in. Then my time management will be better to pack more orders at once, because with the tool that I use, I can pack as many orders at one time as I want, which helps save on time because it gives all the items to me in the order that they are labeled. So for example, if one item is labeled A001, the next item's A003, the next item's A010, then it's going to show up in that order for everything in the entire inventory. So I can pack 5 orders way faster that way than going back and forth so many times. Do for lunch. It's like 12 o'clock right now, so usually my go-to is Zaxby's because it's just quick, easy, decent food. But I'm so sick of fast food. I really need to go to the grocery store, start packing some more meals. We didn't have any leftovers from dinner last night. Usually that's what I do. But I guess I'm leaning towards that. I went to KFC instead. They had a little $7 deal, so it was cheaper and it was actually stupidly fast for KFC. But what the heck is this? KFC. So I thought I was going to upload a set before I packed these orders to get a few in. But by the time I got back here, there was already 5 orders since last night. So I guess we're starting the day with packing some orders. Ooh, so it looks like this dude did accept that quote on these 2 sets. The Avatar, he got one of each. Some awesome sets here. I'm going to be a little sad that this one went, but that is a really sick set. I did not realize you could also connect the hair to the animal in that. That's so sick. Thanator versus Amp suit. Wow. He also said, don't need the boxes, feel free to break them down to get cheaper shipping. So it looks like that order was $75 for both sets. That's a pretty solid price for those. Retired for a couple of years now. Can't lie, when I got home, I was so tired. I'm sure y'all could see it on my face last night, but I ended up laying for a few minutes and then eating dinner and then watching a movie and editing a small post. I didn't do work on the YouTube video for this week, but hopefully I'll find some time tonight. Maybe I'll have a little more motivation, but at the same time I am planning on working late if I can today as well. So we are trying so hard just to get to working on the mock. That's my biggest goal right now. So this guy got 20 of these. These are awesome for if you're trying to build like mocks, like platforms and stuff. You can get a lot of space covered pretty quickly with this. So I mean, you see how much space just for, and he got 20 of them. And it looks like he also got some 6x6 plates, which are a little bigger. He got them in bright pink. So that's most definitely what he's doing, trying to fill a lot of ground, because he's just going to cover it all up. So the color doesn't really matter. So he just went with whatever was cheapest for his budget. One thing I found out yesterday, it was super annoying, is there was a decent amount of items that had somehow got placed into the stock room. So they were in my inventory, but they weren't shown to the public so that anyone could just place an order. This was one of those parts. And it's just a saying that I have is money sitting still is money not being made. So as soon as I brought them back, they sell the next day. And it's just like, what the heck? Why were they like that? Can they fit?
That's what she said.
Like, what's your preferred day of the week where you're just kind of chilling, ready to watch a little bit of YouTube, eat some food or something like that? I'm a eat and watch YouTube kind of guy myself, but I work for myself, so it's like, just typically for me, just lunchtime. I don't care what day of the week, but from the general audience, I feel like Saturday or Sunday. I really freaking wish people would put in the notes of their order, like what they're building. That's always the biggest thing I want to know. I'm so curious, because I'm a mock builder myself. I'm not doing this just for money, but I want to know as well. Like, I love seeing people's projects. I love when they tag me for it. But that's the 5 orders so far, quick and easy. Now we can start uploading that next set. So it does seem this guy wanted to save some money, so he asked me not to send the boxes. So we're going to open these up, and the way I like to do this is I grab a gallon-sized Ziploc, and I just throw everything into the Ziploc instead. And if there's any stickers, like so, I'll put them in bag number 1. I mean, instructions number 1, just like so, and stick them in there. Oh, another order just came in as soon as I went to upload, but that's the only one at the moment, so I guess we'll try to finish uploading this set first, and maybe 1 or 2 more will come in, and then we can pack those at the same time. Getting ready to upload this set. I think that's all the black parts from this set. We're doing the Imperial dropship with the Rebel speeder set. I thought it was like the minimum I ever want to part out. The last few sets, the reason why they've only been like 1s and 2s or whatever is because they've been sitting on the shelf for so long they hadn't been gotten to in the last probably like 3 or 4 months, and it's just at the point where we're like, alright, we got to get rid of this stuff, get it over with. We'll take the loss on the money for, I guess, the time invested into it, but we need to go ahead and get them uploaded to make room for new sets to be part of that later. Cool little update. So this week's all about a lot of little deals are happening since we're 3 weeks away from Atlanta BritCon. So just got in touch with the event organizers, potentially be a featured artist for their shows this year. Again, I started last year and it was a pretty big success. I think it mutually benefited both of us a lot. And then also spoke with Scobo Design, who makes the display cases that I mentioned. Like that one there. I need to clean this up. I have a few more packages from them. I need to set it all up. They make amazing display cases for incredible prices. But this is like museum grade level. This isn't just something like this, like a Temu or AliExpress. This is something you actually want. Looks like 10 a.m. is my meeting on Friday, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. And I just reached out to Scobo as well, is what I was saying. So typically they'll give me some of these like lanyard minifig cases, which are super fun to pass out to people, and also maybe like an award. So I'll do like best display piece or something at the show. It makes for a very fun way to promote them, but also to give back to like our community. So it's just an overall win for everyone in that aspect too. If you guys haven't, be sure to check out Scobo and use code Blackwell to save some money. I'm going to get back to sorting these parts. We got a crazy trade of getting 18 of these sections, so it literally doubled all the drawers we have. And if you know anything about acromills, you know how crazy expensive these things can get. They're on average like $40 each. So the best time to get them is either from you just get lucky with a Facebook buy, or someone's giving them away, or someone closed down their Bricklink store, or B is Amazon Prime days and they go for like $25 or $30 each. 4 of this section from the deal I got with the guy. I traded him 100 pounds of bulk Lego, which value wise on like eBay, it's probably about $10 a pound, but selling it in person, it's probably closer to $5 to $8 a pound. So I trade him 100 pounds for 18 sections of these acronyms. I don't like this style at all because it mixes up the system I have going on. So like I said, this size drawer is a D, that size drawer is an E. So I don't want to have to be jumping around to it. So I just put Grogu in its place so it looks a little decorative than a big blank spot. I am closing up for, let's redo this camera. This is too shaky. I need it to be like professional, but still relatable, you get me? So after that upload, got the store up to 243,000 parts, 5,117 lots or different items. Trying to get back up to that PR, and we are getting pretty close. About 3,000 parts away and about 400 lots away. Pretty good, successful day. Got 1 set left to be finished parting out, and then after that I'll upload it, and then there's 2 sets left to sort and upload. So, not bad. We're getting there. Hopefully this should all be done within, I'm going to give it 2 days, 2 more days. Friday is now completely booked because I have that meeting at 9 a.m., but then also, since it was my birthday, we're going shopping to buy me some more clothes. So, woo, get to get swagged out for the LEGO convention. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. So it's Thursday morning, about lunchtime, and I had a few orders. They weren't anything special to really film, so got those done, checked my emails, had someone missing some parts in their order, so got that handled and got those parts shipped out with them as well. Now I have finished sorting the Sith Infiltrator sets, so it's time to just start parting those out. And then there's only 2 sets left to sort and part out, and then we can start the mock. Hopefully, should have this done in the next like 2 days. 2 days. Tomorrow I can't work, so we'll see. A little bad news, I officially ran out of some dividers like I've been using in the e-drawers. So there are still tons of parts in this set to do, along with over here. Still have these parts. So we got to start putting these back in the F bins. Not ideal, but nice to know that we have used all of our dividers now for, I think there's like 700 of the e-drawers. Pretty wild. So doing the F bins is actually a little easier because I just find the part I need to do, dump them in the empty slot wherever it's at, and then name that part F001. And then once it fills up, I just move on to the next bin, name them all the same remark until they are filled. The 2x6s, and I told you guys this was going to be an issue. Now it's stuck in there. So what I do to fix it is just simply open the next one and reach down in there to either grab some or push them through. There it goes. See how they all got jammed up here? And we'll just put them in a bigger drawer now since we got more.
Here we are at the end of the video, but I want to give an update on how that meeting went. Wanted to say that yes, it was successful. We have secured the contract for Atlanta BrickCon, so I'm going to be promoting that, but also you can meet me there February 7th, February 8th at the Gas Convention Center. You can buy tickets at atlantabrickcon.com. Can't wait to share this build with you guys that's about to get started. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to join the community, leave a like, and leave a comment on your thoughts. Next time, I'll see you in the next episode.